So guys, welcome to this video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best social media marketing niches in 2018. Let's get into it. So guys, first thing to mention is my exposure is all over the place because my normal spot to record these sorts of videos, well, it's really sunny outside. So I kind of look like holy in this light, which is good because this information is on that level. So guys, I get this question a lot. It's something I cover extensively in Six-Figure SMA, but that is, what is the best niche to get into? And this is going to be tailored specifically more towards those who are just getting started with social media marketing and are kind of beginners. So let's hop into it. So the best social media marketing niches. So there are three main components to this and three main components to my answer to this question. So first of all, the first thing you need to be looking for is easy to deliver results for. Okay, so that should be the first component in looking at what niche you should dive into. So I say that there are two main hurdles when selling something, and there are people who have sort of different theories about it. If you look at someone like Jordan Belfort, he goes, first they have to like you, then they have to like your product, then they have to like your company, or something along those lines. I take that same sort of framework. I have a sort of different perspective on it. I go, look, when you're selling something, there are two main hurdles to get over. The first hurdle is I want the thing. And then the second hurdle is I want the thing with you, your company, or your brand. So I'll show you guys an example here. For example, hurdle one is I want the watch. Hurdle two is I want a watch with Rolex. So guys, I recently just bought a $15,000 Rolex, been holding off on it for a while. Hurdle one was I want to spend a considerate amount of money on a watch. And then hurdle two is I want that amount of money to be with Rolex, right? Hurdle two was easy for me. In love with this watch. I knew which watch I wanted to get. It was about getting me over that first hurdle, which is I want to spend a good amount of money on a nice watch that'll last, okay? So guys, I had to think about hurdle one, right? Which makes this a harder company to represent. So let me explain to you what I mean by this. So with something like Rolex or a high-end watch, most of the time the hurdle one is the harder one, which is, people are always going, look, should I spend a considerable amount of money on a watch? And then hurdle two is, okay, I want to get a nice watch. I have maybe an option of like I have 5 solid options or something like that. If you compare that to something like a restaurant, hurdle one is very easy because everyone's eating. There's no person who will go, no, I'm not in the market to look for like a cool new restaurant, or it's very unlikely. So, hurdle one with something like a restaurant is a lot easier to get over. Say something like a dentist. Everyone inevitably everyone's gonna need to come in for dental services at some point, right? Or a dermatologist or whatever it may be. Okay, maybe not now. Maybe you can get them in for a little, a free offer or a low ticket offer now, and then you've built enough rapport that the next time they're gonna just come to you. So my point is, guys, you don't wanna look. This is for beginners, by the way, right? For advanced people, they can make this shit work, right? But for a beginner, you don't want to represent a watch retailer that's selling like $5,000 to $50,000 watches, or you don't want to represent, I don't know, like an antique shop or an art shop or whatever it may be, Even something like I talk about the real estate example quite a lot. If you I don't own this apartment, right? I rent it. If I wanted to buy it, it would cost me, okay, the exposure's messing up. Sorry about that, guys. If I wanted to buy this place, it would cost me roughly $3 million. I don't have that sort of money, and I don't want to spend that sort of money. So, for people who have real estate clients, they have to do a lot more sifting through hurdle one. It's a lot more about qualifying leads as they come in, right? And I think when you're just first starting out, the less qualifying of the leads you have to do, the lower ticket of the offer, I guess you could say, or just the more common it is that they're already over that first hurdle, which is I need to go to the dentist, I want to go to a restaurant, I want to I want to go to a gym, I want to go to a new spin class, I want to go to a new nightclub, whatever it may be. The more of that, and or the less of that, right? The less of the resistance of getting over that first hurdle, the better it is, in my opinion. So if you want to deliver clients, or you want easy to deliver clients so you can replicate or outsource. Now guys, if you know me, I say, I use the saying quite a lot, which is systems are scalable, okay? So guys, when you have a foolproof system, in six-figure SMA, I give you guys the entire funnels and everything you need. So you guys have my foolproof system. But if you have a foolproof system for getting results for gyms, if you have a foolproof system for getting results for restaurants, for getting results for dentists, for getting results for real estate agents, even any of these things, it's so easy just to have an outsourcer or someone that you train up for a little bit just come in and do that entire workload for you, right? And when you have systems, you can scale because you can duplicate and replicate, okay? And that's why people like Airbnb or Uber, they work so well, is because they just put the system in and the system scales itself, right? There's no broken pieces as things get bigger and bigger. Okay, so guys, that's why, if you're a beginner, I really do recommend clients that are easy to deliver results for. Next thing is a niche you understand. I always say niche, but I always used to say niche. So I'm going to go back to saying niche because that's what I'm used to. But life is easier when you understand their sector and industry. Okay, so guys, 3 of my first 5 clients were in I spelled were, but we're in the fitness niche for this reason. Okay, guys, as I said, 3 of the first 5 were in the fitness niche, and the reason for that is because I just understood it, and I think that's so important. I understood it. I understood the business model. I understood just the mechanics of the industry in general. Now, it doesn't need to be something you're passionate about, and we'll get into this. You'll see it later. Just something that you understand. And I think that's really, really important, because when you're doing market research, you need to speak to the owner business to business. Like it needs to be like a business owner to business owner interaction. And when you can speak their language, guys, that is the most powerful thing you could ever do. When I talk about this in six-figure SMA, but the reason I hired my accountant, I have a really expensive accountant. Right, and the reason I hired that accounting firm is because all the other ones talked to me about, how we could be tax efficient in terms of payrolling myself or taking dividends or blah, blah, blah. And they didn't really understand my business. They're like, what do you do? And I went, I have a business marketing agency. I also sell digital products online. I have an affiliate marketing business. I host some events, stuff like that. They kind of understood, but this other person. Or this other accounting firm. So I went to them and I went, they asked what I do. I told them and they went, oh, okay, cool. So I'm guessing you use like Stripe and PayPal as your payment processor. Oh, what do you sell on? Teachable? And I'm like, because they spoke my language. And even though they were a lot more expensive, in my mind, I justified it because they spoke my language. I felt understood, right? And that's why I think you need to, when you're looking for your first social media marketing niche to get into, it doesn't need to be something you're passionate about, right? It doesn't need to be restaurants because you're passionate about it, or real estate because you're passionate about it, but just you need to understand the business behind it, and you need to understand things like LTV, lifetime value. So guys, that's why 3 of my first 5 clients were actually in the fitness niche. And guys, as I said, now I've expanded because I understand the dynamics of pretty much every sector, or it's really easy for me to understand it. And as I said, the niche doesn't need to be something you're passionate about. So next is a niche with a track record. And I'll show you what I mean by this. You do not want to reinvent the wheel here. So case studies from other people in your niche will be your best friend. I'm telling you, because you can draw on those case studies as sort of, a mentor, as guidance, as a compass to how you should go about delivering, either your social media distribution and growth, or something like your ad campaign, or what should your funnel look like, or what should be the offer or the bait, to try and lure people in for that. And guys, here is where I kind of fucked up. So this is a company called Zebra Fuel. They were my client for around half a year. You can see 2.5K was the retainer with them. That's pounds. So I think that's roughly like $3,500, $3,700, something like that. But guys, here is where I fucked up. There was no protocol because it had never been done before. So guys, what I mean by this, Zebra Fuel, they're basically, imagine, I'm sure you guys have like Uber Eats or Deliveroo. Well, I mean, Deliveroo is UK based, but I'm sure you guys have Uber Eats or some sort of like food delivery service. Basically what Zebra Fuel is they deliver petrol to your house, kind of like a food delivery service, except they deliver petrol, right? And it only costs like £3 and it's the same sort of prices at the gas station. So guys, there was no protocol going into this because it's never been done before, or at least in UK, there's no fuel delivery service for you know, business to consumer. So you know, myself, obviously I was managing the marketing, and you know, between myself and the other the founder and the co-founder, we were all just constantly scratching our head as to, you know, how we could go ahead and market and advertise this thing, because there was no clear path. And look, although, you know, it was a $3,700 thereabouts retainer, which was amazing, and I'm glad I took it, and I had that experience. You know, nowadays I definitely would not take on a client like that for a long-term, you know, for a done-for-you service. I would take them on, consult them, and then let them figure their own shit out. Just literally like take everything I have in here, put it towards them. And guys, I'll be honest, most of the time, or not most of the time, that's what I do in pretty much every single scenario when a big accounting firm comes to me, when a design agency comes to me, when this company comes to, there's a software company, like a money management software company that I did consulting with. Like when these companies come to me and I genuinely don't know how to do it myself, and there's no case studies, there's no path, I have to invent the wheel again with them. I'll be honest, guys, I just always sell them on consulting rather than social media, you know, or a done for you service, because I learned from Zebra Fuel, you know. Now that's a little side tangent. Let's kind of get back to the topic of this video. As I said, the best niche to start with is one that suits those three requirements. Later down the line, you can move on to the sort of the riskier niches. So once again, just to recap, you know, you want easy to deliver results for. The next thing you want is a niche you understand. And the last one is you need a niche with a track record. Now, guys, as I said, you know, these are not required, but really when picking a good niche to start off, I would recommend those. So guys, what is your opinion? I'd be really excited and interested to know. So let me know in the comments. So yeah, guys, just let me know down below. But I don't want to give you the answer, because just find one that fits those three criterion. But in general, a few that I would recommend is anything to do with dentists, dermatologist slash, you know, skincare slash any sort of healthcare, you know, anything like that. So dentist, healthcare, real estate agents are also a good one, because I actually have found that it's quite easy to qualify the leads. Gyms, so gyms is like close to my heart. And restaurants, very, very easy to get people through the door for them. And then, you know, when you look at the lifetime value of someone who's come into a restaurant, it's quite high, especially because they bring people with them. So those are a few, you know, dentist, healthcare, or I guess that's the same thing, healthcare, real estate agents, fitness, so gyms, and restaurants. I probably missed out a few there, but those are some that I would say usually fit those three criterion for most people. But guys, once again, if you want to do, I don't know, if you want to do e-commerce, right? Help people bring in more sales leads for their e-commerce store, whatever they're doing, and it actually fits those three criterion, then dude, go for it. Like okay, that exposure just, okay. Then yeah, dude, go for it and have fun and give it a go. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took something from it. And yeah, once again, just remember, find something that has those three criterion, give it a go. And you know, if someone else has been able to do it and get results for those clients, then trust me, you will be able to as well. So yeah, guys, I'll see you in tomorrow's video.